Yeah, welcome back to the show. Before we get to your viewer comments, Carl, I hear you have something you want to share with the class, and it's a very good cause.
I actually do. So a good friend of mine, Steve Crane, he's holding the 6th undefeated EOD bike ride. It's the Wounded Warriors for EOD. He's doing a bike ride from LA all the way down to San Diego, and I would really like if everybody could go there. I think we have a link for it somewhere.
Do we?
But yeah, we do actually, right here. It's the 2015 undefeated EOD bike ride. So EOD guys, these are the guys that when SEALs like me are running out of the building, these guys are running in. So I mean, we need all the support we can get for these guys.
Stand for?
Explosive Ordnance Disposal. So yeah, cut the blue wire, green wire. Yeah. So these guys.
Which wire do you cut, the blue or the green?
I don't know. I call them, and I run out of the building.
Okay.
So
I never knew.
Yeah, these guys need our support. These guys have lost limbs. They've traumatic brain injuries. Serious issues. So if you can go there and support him, it's also on my Facebook page, Carl Higbee, and Twitter and everything like that. So
okay. What's the website again?
I have it down here somewhere. I don't.
EOD.org, guys. EOD.org?
EOD Warrior Foundation.org.
EOD Warrior Foundation.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
.org. I got to know this, by the way. How far is it from Los Angeles to San Diego?
The distance between Los Angeles and San Diego is about 111 miles.
111
and these guys
miles.
are doing it with one leg.
Yeah.
No arms. So again, it's EODWarriorFoundation.org. Go there, donate whatever you can, support it any way you can. This is the 6th one. They raised $300 grand last year, and it all went to the veterans. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. So let's get to some of your viewer comments. First up, Facky says. And Facky is actually a stage 5 clinger who follows Nomi on Twitter. Who knew Rick looked so good in a dress? Question mark, exclamation point. And on another subject, why don't you guys ever talk about Lincoln Chafee? That is completely not true. We bring up Chafee all the time. I just don't understand the metric system, so I can't get very far with any conversation about said Chafee.
But Chafee, they did Washington Post released a poll or a study of the smartest supporters who have the best grammar per candidate.
Yes, I saw that.
And Lincoln Chafee came in first place. I'd like to know who that supporter is.
Right, because he is at 0.0 in the polls. Anyway, we have a comment about the future Speaker of the House position. Mike says, we need a speaker who will man up to the task. If the situation was reversed, the Dems would be putting on the strongest defense possible. I will say this about the Democrats. This would have never happened under a Pelosi, all right, because it's the Politburo, right, and things are run very, very tight, and these sort of surprises weren't going to happen. They're extremely loyal to their members, and you just don't see these sort of things happen on that side of the aisle. Really?
Maybe. I think there's a demographic shift. I think that the Democratic Party is well known for being the most disorganized party, and if we were organized, we'd be able to, we have the numbers, we have all these. We're plenty disorganized.
You're not as fractured as the Republican Party.
Right now, and I think that's because of a demographic issue. There's a shift in the party.
But then you got Bernie Sanders coming in and shaking things up a little bit. And he's like, screw it, we're pretty much socialists, so that's what I am.
That's true. and young people like you and you, they're embracing it.
Thank you for calling me a young person. You've made my
Thanks,
evening.
Joe. I appreciate it. Skipping over me there.
We're all the same age. We're all born after 1979. This you could look up. Anyway, we have some comments on California End-of-Life Option Act. Elvin says, I believe in the right to die law that California passed. We have more compassion for animals when there is nothing else that can be done medically to help them and end the suffering. Boy, I got to agree with that, actually. We do have more compassion for animals in terms of their suffering. We put them down. But I guess with humans, it's
I don't want to be weighted on crapping in my own pants, so I support this.
Okay, everybody, enjoy your dinner at home. But Patty says, assisted suicide is our society using choice to justify any action. As if choice had no ethical implications, choosing to kill infants, choosing to be any sex I want. It's all out of control. Who says death was to be groovy or easy? Interesting word to use there. Not the Torah, okay, not the Bible. Choice is our culture's way to give God the finger. Wow. There are drugs at the end of life. Life no longer matters, just a speedy death. We are afraid of pain. I quote Roadhouse, pain don't hurt. I mean, I don't know there are a lot of ways to go with that particular
Patty
comment.
Sounds angry.
Yeah, Patty had a lot to say.
There's a vein of truth in there. I wouldn't have expressed it that way, obviously, but if you look at what has happened in Europe with euthanasia and moving forward, they said we were just going to do it for terminally ill patients who consented, and it's moved away from that now where people who are not terminally ill and don't consent to it are being subjected to euthanasia. So I think what she's trying to say is that we have a slippery slope, and then that this law passing in California could lead us down this road that Europe is experiencing now.
Okay, good stuff. We have a comment about Dr. Ben Carson. Robert says, Ben Carson may be a nice man, but he is not presidential material by any means. Ben lacks energy and an appearance of strength and power. It appears half the time he is ready to fall asleep. Whatever method he uses to achieve that level and depth of relaxation, show me the way. I may record it and loop his interviews for playback on nights I can't fall asleep. Well, he isn't a high energy guy. That's true.
Yeah.
But people kind of like the fact that he's calm and there's grace under pressure, because that's how you have to be when you're a doctor.
Yeah.
So is it a negative or a positive? Quickly.
I'd say positive, because high energy, you have to have that to do neurosurgery, so it's a positive.
True. One word answer.
Negative.
Negative. You don't care. Okay. If you want to weigh in on any of the issues we talk about here on the show, unlike Nomi, who couldn't come up with a thought, be sure to send us your comments at newsmaxtv.com/comments. As you can see, we read them on the air. Up next, time for Yay or Nay. This is the Daily Wrap.